I really miss our old music, but it kept getting copyrighted, even though it's not, and we'd dispute and we'd win, but then we'd have to do it again next time. So anyway, that's not your problem. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a live park walk and talk from the Magic Kingdom of Disneyland. I am Doobie Mosley, but the most important person here is not me. It is Mike Celestino. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing okay. How is life there at Disneyland right now?
It's a very nice day.
Looks beautiful. Not too hot, not too cold. Not a cloud in the sky.
Quite nice.
So we are live from Disneyland. If you'd like to be a part of this, that's why we have a chat. Please feel free to leave a message in the chat. Mike Celestino not only is kind, but he is in great shape. He will run all around this park for you at your command. Just put a comment in the chat and he will accommodate. So where are we starting today, Mike?
Well, the reason I came here this morning is because they unveiled a new window in tribute to the founder of the Walt Disney Archives, Dave Smith, on Main Street, USA. And then I got to attend a presentation here in the Main Street Opera House about Dave, presented by Becky Klein, who's the current head of the Walt Disney Archive, and special guest producer Don Hahn, who is friends with Dave Smith. And they gave a nice long, it was like an hour-long presentation, and they talked about his whole history with the company and how the archives came to be. And unfortunately, Dave passed away a couple years ago, but it's nice that he has this window that we're going to take a look at in memory of him now in the park.
So what are the windows on Main Street for our new viewers? What do they mean?
I mean, my understanding is basically anytime you see a specific name in one of these windows up here on the left or right, it's in tribute to somebody who had some kind of contribution to the history of the Walt Disney Company or the park itself.
Yep, that is the case. And they are added not too frequently. This is a pretty high honor. There are far fewer windows on Main Street than there are, say, Disney Legends. Obviously, sometimes you'll get a window on Main Street because of your particular Disneyland contribution and you're not a legend, but it's a pretty high honor to get a window on Main Street. How you doing? So we're on our way to visit Dave window, which is located over what shop?
It's above the Fortuosity shop here on the left.
Really? That's my own word.
What's that?
That's a song. Fortuosity.
Oh, okay.
That's me own word.
So there it is right there. It says the New Century Historical Society, and then on the bottom it says Dave Smith, Town Archivist, preserving, protecting, and presenting our fond memories of the past. And I think I sent you a photo.
Yeah, I'm bringing
beforehand
it up right now to show the peeps. So here's a closer view of that.
Oh yeah, there's the window itself, a little bit zoomed in.
So next time you're at Disneyland, make sure you take a moment to check that out. It's such a, like I said, a really, really high honor for everyone that receives one of these. And check them all out. I mean, they all have a story. Each of these people, obviously it's the internet. You can research them. For those of you who've been around a long, long time, you may know that long before there was Laughing Place, which was founded by myself and my wife, there was something called the Windows on Main Street website. The very first website I ever created was finding out who all these people were and a website on them. I don't even know if it's still on the internet somewhere.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yep.
So upon exiting the event today, we were given a print of the art from the window. I think you have that photo too.
I do. This is it with Mike's hand.
Yeah, that's my hand there. And then we also got a button, which is some art. I forget which Disney artist drew this, but they told us about that art in the presentation.
Tony, do you recognize that artist?
Caricature of Dave Smith with one of the early Donald plushes.
It looks Ward Kimberly, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I don't think it was Ward Kimball, because they did also talk about Ward Kimball during the presentation, and I would have recognized that name a little bit more than the person they said it was. But
I also, did they mention that art being used as the Ask Dave column of Disney Magazine?
Yeah, they talked about that quite a bit too. Yeah, absolutely.
That I remembered it from.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Thank you, Tony. You can go back away.
But yeah, it was a really touching, really nice really nice presentation, very moving. Dave's family was there, and
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. I learned a lot about him as a person. I think I had briefly interacted with him a couple times at an event or two here and there.
They had the entire Smith family there. That's a lot.
Yeah, every Smith from around the world.
It doesn't look too crowded today at Disneyland.
It's not terribly crowded. You know, I can always kind of gauge it by when I pull up to the parking structure. The Mickey and however long it takes me to get into the parking structure is kind of like my barometer of how busy the park is going to be. And it was pretty quick today.
So we have someone in our chat. It's not too often we get people who've never been to the park, but we have a James who is very excited here, and he said that castle must be the start of Fantasyland.
Yes, that is accurate.
Wow, you're in for a treat today because we are live going around Disneyland. So if you have any questions, James, you know you're in control. If there's something you want to see, or
I'm also as always, I am open to suggestions or requests.
Let's go left. We missed the spot. Is the clock back yet?
No. Okay. Yeah, we should point that out too. I looked for that today, but somebody noticed the other day that the clock was missing on the right-hand side of Main Street over here.
There's a rumor as to the reason if you want to go research, but it does seem to be a temporary thing. So it should be back any time. Any time. It's a clock. Come on, people.
So as we were getting ready to do this stream, a cast member came up to me and told me I wasn't allowed to have a selfie stick in the park, which of course I am more than aware. But I use a gimbal to stabilize my phone, otherwise it looks like a constant earthquake is happening as we're walking around. But I told her that they, you know, despite the no selfie stick rule, I've been able to use the gimbal many times, and I've cleared it with security and stuff. And she understood that. But then, like, I thought it was funny when we walked past that security guard coming up Main Street. He just like waved in the camera.
Yes, Tony.
Was the artist Russell Schroeder, Mike?
That could very well be it. It was not a name that
That's the name I'm finding attached to it. So
yeah. That sounds like it could be it because it wasn't a name that I recognized.
It is not hard to realize something is missing here.
Yeah. So there's where the clock usually is.
And since the pole is still there, I'm certain the clock will return. Is that the trolley coming?
Yes, indeed.
A happy sound. So those horses have names. It's right there on his, looks like on a bridle.
Would I be able to see it?
I would not get close enough to see it.
No, okay.
For those of you around the country where there are rules that differ, Disneyland currently does not require masking outdoors, but it does require it indoors. So this attraction being outdoors, you will not see them. A lot of guests you see walking around with them. Obviously, for some people, it's easier just not to have to take them off and on, and for others, they're just more comfortable playing outdoors. Nikki B says the word is harness, not bridle. Nikki B is a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. She knows these things.
So what's a bridle?
I don't know. What's a bridle, Nikki B?
I don't know. What's a bridle with you?
We're sorry you couldn't be at the event, Matthew. He wanted to be at the Dave Smith event, but he had COVID, which unfortunately will keep you from going.
Yeah,
hope you recover lickety split.
All right, we'll go left into Adventureland, I think.
So of course, Mike is going to the way that will take him to Galaxy's Edge the quickest.
No, I'll be perfectly fine if we don't even step foot in Galaxy's Edge.
In addition to being our Southern California correspondent, Mike Celestino is our Star Wars correspondent.
I was just there a couple days ago, so I had my fill.
For you Star Wars fans who like to listen to Who's the Boss every Thursday at 4 as he recaps the week in Star Wars news and the latest book of Boba Fett, CF Maynard's working there.
I just booked a very special guest for this week.
Yeah. Is Maynard working Tiki Room by any chance?
Oh, let's take a peek. I don't see him.
Oh,
Gentleman named Alan is checking people in over here. Don't see any other cast members in there.
So Who's the Boss this week is going to be on Friday. I'm not sure we know what time yet, but you do have an extra special guest, Star Wars historian and expert extraordinaire, Doobie Mosley. So, looking forward to that. Nikki B says the bridle is on their head, and she thinks the name tag is lower on the harness, and she is an owner of a former horse. I assume that's a type of horse, like a Clydesdale or something, a former horse. James, we are using a phone. What kind of phone are you using, Mike?
This is the iPhone 11 Pro.
So there you go, James. Mike is using an iPhone 11 Pro, provided to him.
It's on a stabilizer, which is called the Osmo, OSMO.
Yeah, and if you want to do some live streaming or some vlogging in the parks, we highly recommend you use a vertical a stabilizer. Not that expensive, and it really takes you from pure amateur to mostly amateur.
The Tarzan Treehouse has been under refurb for months now. Months and months. You still there, Davey?
Sorry, I had to duck out for just a moment.
No problem. I was just saying that the Tarzan's Treehouse has been under refurb for months now.
Oh, it had? I didn't even realize that. I want to say hi to our queen. I haven't seen her in a while. Hello, Queenie.
It is a lovely day.
James, we do have a Facebook, Facebook.com/laughingplace. Please like and subscribe. Also, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel here at YouTube. This is fascinating. Can we get I'm sure you've given pictures, but I would love an updated update on the look of Tarzan's Treehouse right now.
Yeah, it's almost completely covered in tarp, and the only thing you can really see is that bridge.
That's hilarious.
Connecting the. Well, this was added in the late 90s, right? This section over here.
Yes. Yes, that was our very first media event, Tarzan's Treehouse.
Oh, yeah.
99, I believe. Are they fumigating?
No. Walt and Jesse are cooking them. You get that.
Right. Walking underneath the bridge to go over the bridge. Okay, we will.
Closed today and every day lately.
Trying to see, Tony, if you're still around, do we have an opening date for Tarzan's Treehouse? Can you do a little research there? Such a high-class operation. Got a stat boy. As you get to the top, I'd love to
June 23rd, 1999.
That was scary. Say that again?
June 23rd, 1999.
That is not when it's reopening, but nice try.
Yeah, I think you meant upcoming reopening.
Yes.
My apologies. I thought you said opening date, like historically.
Oh, we have breaking news. Aunt Nan says hello.
Hello.
That's cute.
Well, we got the Jambalaya Jazz Band playing over here. Stop and watch them for a second.
Yeah, sure. Oh, they're dancing.
How many of these instruments can you play, David?
I can play a tiny bit of trumpet.
Yeah.
I mean, I could in third grade, so maybe I remember some. So they're not playing when the Saints go marching in, so I have no idea what they're playing.
I also don't recognize this melody.
I love that there are just 6 musicians there. 7 musicians playing live at the middle of Disneyland. If anyone recognizes this song, I'd love to know.
All right, just gap in the crowd. I'm going in for a close-up.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. It was even interactive. Yeah.
That was fantastic. Oh my. I'm so glad you went in close. Indeed. We are glad to, Donna. That was awesome. They are amazing. Oh, I got the chills.
I have a
feel
date
like I'm in a
update
theme
if
park.
anybody would like it.
No, we're done with you, Tony. I feel like I'm in a theme park now. This is great. All right. What do you got, Tony?
It's refurbishment is on the calendar at least as far out as it's posted through the middle of March.
Okay.
How else am I going to get my steps? I got to get my staircases, you know?
So you may think that's Tom Sawyer Island, but it's not. It's Pirate's Lair. I hope they change that back someday.
Yeah. It does feel a little dated now.
Technically,
Oh, here we go.
it's Pirate's Lair at Tom Sawyer's Island.
I don't believe there's an S at the end of Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer.
Technically,
It's not possessive, technically.
it's the island.
Maybe it's Lost theme now.
Pirate's Lair.
James, I do not believe. I'm sure I'm not good friends with Dylan from Theme Park Obsession. Maybe someone on our team is. Yeah, we have a huge team. I think we've just crossed the 3,000 person threshold. So yeah, we're growing. If you're interested, send us a resume. Trivia@laughingplace.com.
I think we're somewhere in the top 25 most employees in the nation.
Yeah, we're listed on the NASDAQ. It's been a tough week. Is this still Haunted Mansion Holiday?
No, it is now classic Haunted Mansion.
Still quite busy.
No wait time is posted, though.
I don't think that's accurate. Quick update. We're live from Disneyland today. My name is Doobie in the studio. Tony is a voice you'll hear every now and then, and the man with the camera is Mike Celestino. If you have any requests, anything you'd like Mike to show, or any questions about anything Disney related, that's what the chat's for.
I'm gonna go back over here.
We'll do our best.
I'm taking a stroll through New Orleans Square.
Cool. You know, technically, I can't believe I said that. You know, you're on the third. You're on the third level right now. There are 2 levels below you.
Yeah, what's underneath me?
Food prep. I don't know right this place, but over in New Orleans Square, there's like a food prep under there.
Oh.
And then like, I don't know, like that's where they bury the bodies, I think.
Okay.
Oh, Rebecca the Fifth is asking if we could possibly ride Casey's. When we get to Fantasyland, we will definitely check that out.
Okay. I keep deflecting that, so maybe today's the day.
You have ridden it, right?
I've been on it personally, but never
Okay.
during the stream.
Such a great ride. You agree, Tony? Casey Jr., one of the top 3 rides in the history of theme parks?
Yes.
Better than World of Color?
No.
Mr. Bob Newell thinks buried bodies are no bueno. And I think Rubio is looking around and thinks people in SoCal do not go to work or school.
That is very true.
But Mike Celestino
Mr.
is
Bob
working
Newell
right
prefer
now.
them as zombies?
Well, yeah, half the people here are bloggers, so
Mike Celestino does have the greatest job in the world. Yes, Mac, but we are going to change that today. Today is the day we ride Casey Jr. with Mike Celestino.
I guess I should head over to Fantasyland then, huh?
It's good to walk back here, though. I like this part of, restrooms are very handy, but once you get past those, it's an interesting part of New Orleans Square.
You know, I do have a very cool job. I think about this a lot. I have a cool job, but I also don't get to, brag about it to people who don't have this job, because most of the other people I interact with are also theme park and Disney bloggers.
I know, you tell them, hey, I get to be a theme park vlogger. Yeah, but you work for Laughing Place.
I feel like Laughing Place has some cred.
One of the first, the big granddaddy of almost all of them. The Blue Bayou here on the right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love the smell coming out of there. That chlorine smell. Whatever it is. Chlorine mixed with mold or something.
And a little bit of fried Monte Cristo thrown in there. Pieces of 8, I think.
Yeah.
James, have you ever watched anything on Disney Plus? We watch Book of Boba Fett every Wednesday and then talk about it right here on this very YouTube channel.
I want to say collectively, the Laughing Place team watches everything on Disney Plus.
That could be true. How far do we have to dig to find anything on Disney Plus no one on Laughing Place has seen?
That's a great question.
That is. Wow. You should play that game in random sometime.
Well, there are a bunch of, if you want to talk individual episodes of shows, even in the Star Wars category, I haven't seen most of the Droids cartoon or the Ewoks cartoon.
But someone has.
Someone has. Sure.
Yeah, Mike's right. If you do try to brag about it, they don't even understand what you do.
Yeah.
I used to go to Disneyland every day for free, so you really are living it up.
How did that work?
I had a normal job, and I still wanted to go to Disneyland.
Okay. But you did pay. I thought you said you got in.
Oh, no, I didn't get in for free. Just no one was paying me to do it.
Okay.
There's the Mark Twain. It's kind of busy through here.
Yeah, a little congested.
Sorry. Is the Mark Twain open?
It is. It's loading right now.
Okay. Mach 1, Deep 1, Ocean Deep. So, question for you, Mike. Since they instituted the Magic Key program and the reservations, do visits to the park feel different to you? Like there's a different clientele? Or does it...
Yeah, your mom called you the first time.
Yeah, me too. Or does it still feel like it's full of annual pass holders?
I feel like it's gotten halfway back to the feel it used to be with the former annual pass program. So I do, the other day, I was here for the opening of Lunar New Year at Disney California Adventure, and I saw a bunch of people that I know. A lot of them were there for the media event, but a lot of them were also just Disney Magic Key holders. And I almost said annual pass holders, but myself. It is a little crowded, huh? But yeah, I think it's getting back to that point where you will see a bunch of people, a bunch of regulars walking around.
Is this construction on the left? That landing there?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing here.
That's normally, at least my memory, a landing you could kind of walk on.
Yeah, they have a few tables with seats. Dining, a little bit of a dining area. Just giving it a refresh, I guess.
More fumigation. So we're walking through Big Thunder Way. I can't believe it just left my head. Is that what it's
Big
called?
Thunder
Way?
Trail.
Big Thunder Trail. Goodness. Big Thunder Trail. There's the exit to Big Thunder Mountain right there. Wildest Ride in the Wilderness opened in 1979. Tony Baxter.
It's as old as I am.
Yeah, pretty old, actually. Goodness.
That must be why I love this ride. We share a birth year.
Such a fun attraction. Is there a better family roller coaster?
Ooh,
maybe Blazing Fury in Tennessee, but other than that. Bob Bairden, just to let you know, masking outdoors at Disneyland is completely optional. Indoors, it is required. So, yes, if you're walking along, you definitely will see plenty of people not bothering to mask outdoors. Same rules in Florida right now.
This is one of my favorite spots to just stand and watch the trains go through and enjoy the streams and the waterfalls and stuff.
Me too.
Speaking of which,
so awesome.
pretty sweet.
Nothing like the disappointment of that third drop on Big Thunder Mountain.
The disappointment.
Speaking of soothing water features, do we have a date yet, Mike?
For World of Color?
Yeah.
Go with that.
You know what they're waiting for, Tony? They're waiting for you to announce your engagement.
If we do have a date, I don't know it.
That answer goes to both things, Doobie.
Donna still misses the mine train. I'm guessing both of you are too young to have experienced the mine train through Nature's Wonderland.
I definitely am.
I am too.
Very few things that I'm too young for, but that's one of them.
It used to be you'd have to go straight, but now they have this cool thing to the left. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on down that way, but we're gonna go on Casey Junior Mine Train.
we are going right past Star Wars Galaxy's Edge today because it's kind of passé. Nothing new over there. Have you ever written, Tony, about why World of Color is the bee's knees?
Somehow he stopped paying attention.
I thought you were asking Mike if he's asked me that. My apologies.
Dear Tony,
please
explain your love of World of Color.
Is that unfathomable that you would present the question in that way, Mike?
On parchment with a calligraphy pen.
As long as it's sealed with wax. There is a rant of mine from the 10th anniversary available for reading on laughingplace.com.
I may have to check that out. Maybe you'll convince me. Right, so we are almost to Fantasyland, and we're hoping to ride Casey Jr. Circus Train today.
I very frequently see little girls wearing the Mirabelle dress from Encanto these days, which is great.
That is awesome. That movie is so good. If you haven't seen Encanto, it's on Disney Plus right now, no additional charge. Go check it out. Start singing Bruno just like the rest of us. There's no reason you should be spared.
It's funny. I walked out of that movie thinking one of the other songs was going to be a huge, huge hit. Even wrote it in my review. I was like, this song is bound to go straight to the top of the charts. I was completely wrong. I like the song called Surface Pressure.
So I know a lot of people, Bruno gets caught in their head, but actually Surface Pressure is their favorite song. That is an incredible song. Including
I really dig it.
I prefer both Surface Pressure and the opening song to Bruno, but
neither of which are on the short list for the Oscar nomination.
Disney also made a mistake in choosing the songs to submit. You just don't know sometimes. Kyle Buckley is doing some research for us. Are you looking for a job? He says Casey Jr. is currently a 25-minute wait.
Well, okay. Does that mean you don't want me to get in line for it?
Can we get someone to wait for us?
We do a parent swap or whatever.
I want to do it. How far? Let me eye this. I don't trust numbers.
Okay.
Let me eye this.
Should I go around the other side? Can you tell?
Yeah. We need to see the entrance. Mike Mack also agreed surface pressure. And if they're running 2 choo-choos or just one. Maybe we should just tell them who you are.
Who am I?
This isn't a Genie Plus attraction either, is it?
All right, so here's the back of the line for Casey Jr.
Let's keep exploring.
Okay. Well, we'll look at the sign.
So we're not one of those streams that goes on for hours and hours, unfortunately. So we are judicious with our attraction choices.
If it's a walk-on, happy to do it.
If we were going to be streaming for 3 hours today, we would happily wait that 20 minutes and just shoot the breeze, but we're not. That would pretty much take up the rest of our time. How's the line over at Snow White? I'm just curious how the newest Fantasyland attraction
Let's go over there.
is doing.
And we could see where that person observed earlier is the beginning of Fantasyland.
That's true. So where's the there's the castle. I almost missed it. Kyle says Storybook Land is a 10-minute wait. If we get over to Storybook and it's a 10-minute wait, do you think you can stream on Storybook?
Yeah.
Oh, we will do that. Thank you, Kyle. Once again, trivia, lastplace.com. Send in there right now. Just kidding. We're not hiring. But that is very helpful. Plus, even if we were hiring, we already have a Kyle on the team. We can't handle confusion.
Oh, I thought it was Kyle Burbank telling you the weight of it. I mean, I was wondering why you were giving him the email to submit his resume.
It's Kyle Buckley.
So here's the end of the line for Snow White.
Good. I'm glad people are taking the time. Hi. Taking the time to go see. When people wave, we should talk to them. We did not check out the Tiki Room today, Skunk Man. Did we walk past it even? Yes, of course we walked.
You told me to check if Maynard was there.
Yeah, we checked to see if Maynard was there. We did not go on it. There was no real wait for it at the moment. You want to test your strength, Mike?
When was the last time they had Merlin come out and have a kid pull out the sword?
I think it's been a while. Is that just a photo pass spot now?
Oh, it does look like they're taking photos there. Yeah.
Do you think the photo pass guy has the power to anoint a king?
Where is the button? Do you know?
I do not know where the button is.
Oh. Sure somebody does.
Oh, Tony, you have something to say?
The belief is, and I'm saying belief with quotation marks, there was a set guy offhand with a garage door opener.
Oh.
So it's not physically on the stone.
Thank you, Tony. Wait. Got a door check. Is it growing in? Is it almost there? Almost.
You think they would learn that lines don't seem to...
Mike Mack wants to know, why is there not something like that with that guy in Avengers Campus yet?
Mjolnir.
Thank you. That's a great idea, Mac, actually.
Yeah.
Really great idea.
The last Sword of the Stone performance was August 15th, 2006.
Wow, look at that.
Dude. Thank you, Tony. Stuck man knows Maynard. Munchy munchy and drinky drinky.
Yeah, I mean, Storybook Land looks like it might have a bit of a wait also. What's this going by? Oh, the character cavalcade is happening.
Got a lot of boats, though. Tony, what does Storybook Land say it is right this second? I don't know why I'm asking you. Mike's about to be at the sign, literally.
Where does it post the wait time here? I don't see it.
It's not at the entrance? It's not on that sign right there?
No.
Let's get in line. Let's do this.
We're gonna do it?
Do it.
We have to come up with 15 minutes of stuff worth to talk about.
We talking is not something we have trouble with, except you're on your own for a moment. Hold on.
Okay.
No, you're not. That's why I'm here, Mike.
Okay.
My app is saying 20 minutes. It doesn't look like it's 20, though. I don't know. Did you ever get to see Light Magic, Mike?
No, I don't think I saw Light Magic.
Have you watched videos of it or anything?
I don't think that I have. Sorry.
Okay. All those light poles on your right were installed for Light Magic. And I often wonder, was all of that worth it? I mean, they still use it for parades and everything now. All those structures there.
Oh, these?
Yeah. And the little tower, the Small World style tower right there.
Now, I'm back. Did you know those were created for Light Magic? Hey, your buddy John Allen Hale of Laps fame is in line right now for Web Slingers.
Hi, John. He is in the Sister Park.
Is he trying to break his record on Web Slingers now? Is that his new ride of choice?
John, what are you up to on Web Slingers, if you can hear us?
Yeah, that's interesting. And are you still doing Radiator Springs Racers regularly?
So should I take this personally that no one has gotten in line behind me?
I always do when that happens. It freaks me out. Oh, here's a good question for Mr. Bob Newell for us to discuss while we wait. What Disneyland attraction or ride has the most entertaining wait queue? Mike, what do you think?
Oh, well, I would say Indiana Jones. What would you guys say?
Indiana Jones is definitely the one where they stepped it up to a whole new level.
Because there's always something to look at. You could translate the text, the Mara glyphs or whatever.
I would agree with that one overall, but I think one that's underrated is Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin.
Oh, that's a good one too, yeah.
Tony?
Tony comes in and out on whether he's participating.
We don't know.
What was the context? I just heard Roger Rabbit, and yes, great. What?
Best cues.
Most entertaining queue.
I would say that's actually probably the best queue.
Roger Rabbit.
Really?
Yes. Yep.
Even better than Indiana Jones?
Yes, and because it was before Indiana Jones, so it set the bar.
So if you set the bar, nothing can surpass you, even if you're better.
Nope.
So if they opened at the same time, would you say Indiana Jones is better?
No, I'd still say Roger Rabbit's better.
So it's not because it set the bar, it's because it's better.
I'm just saying a lot of people don't realize that was before Indy. Everybody thinks Indy changed the game with theme park queues.
It did.
No, Roger was before it.
Star Tours was before that.
Yeah, but that if you look at that versus Adventure Through Inner Space, they didn't do much. They just put the Star Speeder
in there and an animatronic in there. Technically, Tony, we got something from John Allen Hale here. His 10th time on Web Slingers.
Oh, okay. Not that many then. I might be pretty close to even with John on that ride.
But this next one's huge. You may need to do an epilogue to your incredible Laps documentary.
Okay.
On Monday, he hits 13,000 on Radiator Springs.
Ask John if, well, I can ask him if he's listening. I don't know why you're the intermediary between me and John. John, will you be willing to do an autograph signing at the Laughing Place booth for a D23 Expo?
That is a great question. Somehow,
if
Morgan
you translated
said,
his 13,000 trips into times around the globe, how many times would he have circumnavigated using the length of Radiator Springs Racers?
You work on that, Tony. You're good at math.
Okay.
But we do have something else that I missed earlier. Those lights are also used for in-park events, like after hours park weddings. So I don't know who this Morgan is, but if she has a boyfriend, she might be trying to give him a hint.
It's a very heavy-handed hint. Yes. The monorail agrees.
Mike Mack thinks if you let's watch the monorail. It's beautiful.
This line hasn't moved in a while, guys.
That's why no one got in it after you. Mike Beck thinks if you include the whole Disneyland Resort, Guardians of the Galaxy has the best queue.
That's a good one.
John Allen Hale is available for autographs. Let me address Risa here. Are you guys required to wear masks? Because here in Manila, the Philippines, our theme parks are all closed. Theme parks are open around the country. Each state has its own rules. In fact, each theme park can have its own rules. Disney rules are no masking required outdoors. Masks are required indoors. So this being an outdoor attraction, Mike can actually queue and ride the whole thing without a mask if he chooses. As I'm sure many guests will. Has Doobie been to Disneyland more than 2,000 times?
Oh boy.
I went a lot between 95 and 2004. What is that, 9 years? So that would be about, no, not that many. Not that many. Probably, I would say probably around 1,000. Hi, Caitlin. So we're doing a walk and talk. We've decided to take a little time, stand in a queue, and do an attraction today. So we are going to do Storybook Land.
I think it's going to be worth it. It's going to be a long wait, but it's going to be worth it when we get up there.
One of those attractions where we're pretty safe that we're not going to have any connection issues. And it's going to be awesome. Can't wait. It is well known that 5G works very well inside of a whale's belly. If anyone else has any questions while we're waiting in this queue, as you heard with that queue question, we know our stuff. How many episodes of Book of Boba Fett left, Mike?
3 more.
Do you think we're going to have any jaw-dropping moments like we did at the end of Mandalorian Season 2?
I hope that it ends with a tease, a Marvel Cinematic Universe-esque tease for something else. I did like that. I do like that they borrowed that from the MCU.
Do you think Mandalorian is... wrong question. Boba Fett is one of those characters that is just so beloved by Star Wars fans for decades and decades, maybe even more than he should be for some reason. Do you think the Book of Boba Fett is serving him well?
Well, that's the thing, is that people loved Boba Fett's armor for decades because he wasn't really a character until now. And I've heard a lot of people complain that this show doesn't really match his established character, which I kind of disagree with because he didn't really have one. He was more fleshed out in the expanded universe and stuff, but as far as on screen, he was really just the guy who stood there in the background, basically, and looked cool. And now they're actually giving him his own story and character traits and personality and stuff. So, yes, I do think it does him honor, if that was a question.
That is the question. Thank you very much. Broken Jeremiah. Right now I have a Walt Disney World Incredipass, and that is all.
Incredipass.
Storybook. Oh, that's sweet. Storybook Land was my dad's favorite ride when he was alive. That was the last ride we rode before he passed away. So it is total fate that we are riding Storybook Land today. I hope we're able to stick with this ride and enjoy the ride.
John Allen Hale's Radiator Springs Racers trips will have taken him approximately once around the globe.
Wow. That should be a landmark for him when he hits that moment.
How long is the Radiator Springs Racers track? I want to track your math, Mike. Tony.
I'm looking for the exact footage, but Earth is 24,900 miles, and I believe it would probably be about a mile on Radiator Springs if you combine both tracks. So.
I don't understand your math there.
Yeah, I'm not getting your math. 13,000 rides if you...
I thought it was 30,000.
13,000.
My apologies. I thought it was 30,000. No, he's not even close. Never mind.
I'm pretty sure he only rides one track at a time. So.
I thought it was 30,000.
Okay.
My apologies. Yeah, then I'm way off. That's why I went to art school.
Kyle Buckley's asking, why are they changing Splash Mountain to Princess Rock? I will answer this one to keep it safe. Because Disney has decided that certain attractions are problematic for one reason or another, and they're slowly kind of going through and making some changes to make them less problematic. You heard that from the last place.
Actually, your answer is more controversial than I would have said.
From time to time, we choose to update our attractions.
Yeah.
How about that one?
Yeah. That certainly would have been the Disney
I don't think
response.
Disney has hidden the fact that that's the reason for changing that
Right.
and Jungle Cruise and others. So I think it's safe to say that.
It always struck me as odd. I mean, we won't get into it too much. It did strike me as odd that there's a attraction based on a movie that is largely unavailable for decades.
Do you know where you work, Mike?
I do. But I do really like that ride also. So
If
I
I
go
may,
both ways.
Oh, here we go. Technically, Tony.
Song of the South was theatrically re-released in the mid '80s.
I saw it in the theater in the mid '80s.
Yeah, and then that's why the box office on that is why they chose that theme, among other reasons, for the new log flume in the park. That opened in 1989.
How come they didn't theme it to Splash?
In title alone.
Weren't they talking about theming it to the movie Splash? That was a huge hit with Daryl Hannah and Tom Hanks.
The legend goes that Michael Eisner wanted it. The name it was going to be called Zippity Doo River Run or something like that.
Oh.
And Michael Eisner said, "Well, let's try and like tie it into the movie Splash and just call it Splash Mountain." So even though it has nothing to do with Splash, it was Eisner that kind of suggested the name because it would help subconsciously, I guess.
Yeah, and when I ride it to this day, I look for Tom Hanks on there. Purple Tink is in the hospital right now eating lunch. Thank you for bringing Disneyland to me. No problem, Tink. Hope you're enjoying the stream.
Sorry, we're stuck in one place for a little while.
You know, I don't think... I watch other streams sometimes, and people spend a lot of time waiting in line. This is not a bad thing. Maybe we want to shift our approach a little bit and ride some rides and tour the park less.
Yeah, and it's really just walking around on a lap every time, so to change it up at least.
Yeah. Plus, you get to hear us talk more, which I'm sure is the thrill of everybody. Rebecca the Queen says Splash was a dud. I never saw that movie.
No, that's the game.
I saw it when I was a kid.
Monorail.
I haven't seen it since then. Oh, sorry. Hurry.
Have you been on it since it reopened, Mike?
Yes. I shot a video. It's up on
Yeah.
the Laughing Place YouTube channel.
As soon as I said that, I remembered. Smash that like. Check out our channel. So much on there. We have one video on there with over 25 million views. Watch it. Wonder why, like we do.
I mean, those raptors are pretty impressive.
They were
Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah.
That's the only one that has 25 million views. We are thrilled to have it. Oh, someone has a question. Mikkel Mack. I'll be going to Sweethearts Night for the first time next week. What can I expect?
When is he going for the second time? Sorry.
I don't know if that's helpful.
A lot of photo ops, a lot of character stuff, specialty food and merch.
So you've been to one, right, Mike?
And a whole lot of fun.
Oh, you know what actually is very unique about Sweethearts Night in particular, among all the Disneyland After Darks, is there's very few children in the park, and it's very eerie because of it. It's a lot of adults walking around.
If someone were so inclined, do you think Sweetheart Nights would be the perfect time to propose to your fiance at Disneyland?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's happened already. A bunch, probably.
By responsible boyfriends?
Or ones who don't think outside the box.
Yeah, Villains Night. Come on.
That would be the way he would do it. Well, we are waiting for Storybook Land. We are getting closer and closer. We're so excited. Did you know that up until, I think, the 90s, maybe the 2000s, all Storybook Land narrators were female, all train engineers were male?
Whoa, no, I did not know. Maybe I did know that, but I forgot it.
Yeah, in fact, I remember the disappointment of, not having all female Storybook Land Canal.
What do you think was the first change to the park that got guests really upset?
Guess I know the one that really said to me, "Uh-oh," and it wasn't that one. That one, the one that to me was like, Disneyland will never be the same. And I know I'm going to sound like an old prude, and I am. I'm 50. is when they got rid of the prohibition on facial hair.
Oh yeah. Well, that was pretty recent.
Not
No?
recent. The earrings and tattoos are recent, but the
Okay,
facial
okay.
hair goes pretty far back.
Okay.
But you knew once they dropped that, the rest was going to come. And it has.
I'll hear that, and I'll raise you a switching of the placement of pirates and women on Pirates of the Caribbean in the mid '90s.
That's a good one.
They even talk about it in the Bring Go Back to Light Magic, the opening special with Alex Trebek. He even brings it up.
As far as fans being upset, that is definitely the one that upset the fans the most. That was
But like when they got rid of like
story.
the donkey ride or whatever, people weren't like,
Yeah,
Disneyland
Twitter
isn't what it used to be.
Twitter was hot back then.
I'm never riding this mine train through nature's wonderland. I want a Conestoga wagon. Bring them back. Hashtag Conestoga wagons.
I don't know that there was a way.
Actually, no, sorry. Back then, pound sign Conestoga wagon.
Because when Pirates was taken away, there was no Twitter, but there were discussion boards. There was Alt Disney Disneyland back then, and that's where the fans were hanging out. And that's when people started letting their voice be heard. And before that, the newspapers didn't care what fans had to say; they did what they want.
It's almost time, you guys. Say like another couple boats will be on this thing.
Can you see the name of the boat we'll be on, or that are floating away? Each of these boats has its own name.
Well, the one right in front of me is Alice.
Mr. Rabbit. That's all I know of that song. Mike Mack, who is married, says, just to be clear, it's never a really good time to propose your fiance.
I just want to point out the LP family gives me more pressure than the Betty family or her family, for the record.
We care about the girlfriend.
This one is Wendy.
That could be ours.
I want to say the one after that is going to be ours. If I had to guess.
This is among the scariest attractions to me, just as a matter of getting in and getting out, being someone of my boat tipping ability. So, it scares me every time. I would like you to know, Tony, that your soon-to-be does not mind the pressure. Oh, Mike Mack was doing it technically. Technically, she's not your fiance until she says yes. So you can't propose to your fiance.
Thank you, Mac.
I proposed to my eventual fiance at Disneyland, not too far from this spot. I should point that out sometimes on one of these walk and talks. The exact spot where I proposed to Rebecca.
Oh, I would like to know that.
And also, frankly, where we hung out all the time and where Laughing Place was born. Or conceived, but, not in that way.
They had desktop computers at that location at Disneyland back then?
No, we did it on paper.
Okay.
Yeah. Where we talked about it, and it really was. Coe Corner is really the place where it all happened.
Did I call it or did I call it?
You did call it.
Am I going down there? Yeah. Okay, thank you. I
And
didn't know if
this is
this
where
family was getting pulled aside.
Oh, Oscar for here. I'm sorry. No cameras, please.
I was picturing Mike doing a shuffle, and then all of a sudden you see the water come at the camera very quickly.
Oh, Mac proposed at Magic Kingdom. I didn't know that. So we need to see that location too. Oh, that's some awesome timing. How about that, Tony? Just as we're getting on the ride, Mike Celestino disappeared.
I know,
He'll be back.
he'll be right back. That's happened the other time too.
Yeah. He will be back. He's back already. Here we go.
Right there we go.
What perfect timing.
That's what we said. He's back.
It would have been better if it was inside Monstro's mouth.
Oh, it would have.
Just the slow creep and then gone.
So we can't see the name of this one from this side, can we?
I'm confused how this is going to work here. This might be like my 4th or 5th time ever on this.
We don't want Mike to fall in the water, but if he does, it's going to be awesome.
It will surpass the view count for a velociraptor.
I've never heard of that even happening here, which amazes me because these boats are not stable. Like, they make sure you all stand up together. If the doobie stands up alone.
All right, we got Tinkerbell.
Oh, cool. 2 words, capital T, capital B. Purple Tink, yes, Rod Miller was playing the piano. We proposed right next to Rod Miller because that's where we met. All right. Once we actually get going here, of course, I will shut up and we will all enjoy Storybook Land.
Me too.
I don't know that I will.
I only get to see the miniature of the Storybook Land. We'll get to see Casey Jr. Talk to you after the ride, Mike.
All right.
Hello and welcome to Storybook Land. My name is Brianna and I'll be your captain and storyteller today aboard the Tinkerbell. For your safety, please remain seated with those hands, arms, feet, legs, and fingers inside the boat at all times. And please supervise your children so we don't take any unexpected turns. Now, most stories begin within pages of a book. Our story begins here with the dog of monster. This whale is stating that whale that swallows until the story goes back to being transported to a magical place called Storybook. Some stories begin with once upon a time, and in this case, a big bad wolf who lives in his cave just to the left. That wolf is always after the 3 little pigs who live right across on the right. One house is made out of snow, one house is made out of sticks, and the last house is made out of guaranteed wolf-proof brick. As our story makes a turn here to the left, you'll see an English village home to Alice. For one golden afternoon, Alice chases a white rabbit down the rabbit hole, going down, down, down to Wonderland. To the right is London Park, where Peter Pan meets the darling children. With the help of Tinkerbell's pixie dust, they all fly off to Neverland, where they never ever have to grow up. Straight ahead is the city of Agrabah, where Aladdin bumps into Princess Jasmine and they fall in love. With the help of Genie, they get married and now live in the Sultan's palace. Love shines here through these arches full of twinkle lights and flowers. These are the same ones that Aladdin and Jasmine flew over under and sideways on their magic carpet ride to a whole new world. We're now approaching a cave of wonders, the same cave that Aladdin meets the genie. He rubs his magical lamp and is granted 3 magical wishes. Let's all make a wish and see if it comes true. To the right is a lovely cottage home to Snow White along with the 7 dwarfs. If you listen closely, you might hear them whistle while they work. And to the left is the home of Cinderella. Thanks to her fairy godmother, she goes to the ball. But unfortunately, she did not make it back before midnight, so her toast turns back into a pumpkin, which is still there on the bridge today. Cinderella now lives happily ever after with her Prince Charming. To the left are the plants and flowers inspired by the 1933 Toy Symphony cartoon called Lullaby Land. There's magic everywhere here in Storybook Land, just like our miniature plants and trees on the right that stay small forever thanks to Tinkerbell's pixie dust. Stories like the wind in the willows up ahead on our left is where Mr. Toad meets Mr. Mole Rat. Let's see if Mr. Toad is home. Sorry folks, looks like Mr. Toad is not home right now, for he's on a wild ride going nowhere in particular. And to the left is the famous kingdom of Arendelle, where sisters Anna and Elsa live, along with their friends Olaf, Chrysos, and Sven. To the right is the Alpine village home to Geppetto, where he wished upon a star for his wooden puppet named Pinocchio to become a real boy. Coming up on the right is the home and castle of Prince Eric, who falls in love with a little mermaid named Ariel. They now live happily ever after in the castle to our right. And to the left is the famous waterfall and city of Armanstra, where Ariel's father takes pride and lives under the sea. That's all for our story here today, folks. For your safety as we approach the dock, please remain seated with those hands, arms, and fingers inside the boat at all times. I'll be counting to 3 and then we'll all stand up together.
On the count of 3, we're all going to stand up. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Please watch your step and go to your left. Come to your knee, watch your step. And
Go ahead.
Thank you.
have a great day, guys. Watch your step.
That's pretty awesome.
Very nice.
Worth the wait. So you haven't been on that very many times, you said, Mike?
Yeah, maybe about a half dozen times.
After today's ride, you got to make sure it's a regular part of your rotation.
I do like it. It is very peaceful. I tend to enjoy the slow-moving boat rides. They tend to fall on my favorites list. So I may go on it more often.
Yeah, my spirit animal said it's better than Epcot's little train village. I think that's safe to say.
So what was that news that came in while we were on there? I saw something about a Magic Key hangout coming to Disneyland.
Yes, there is. Way to do your job and mine.
I was reading the Slack notifications as they were popping up on my screen.
Have we posted that yet, Tony?
I believe it's being worked on now by someone. I'm working the breaking news that Genie Plus will now include character sightings as part of Lightning Lane in Walt Disney World.
Character what? Sightings?
Sightings.
Yes, that's all I got so far. I'm looking into it.
You can't see them unless you have Genie Plus.
You know, at the rate things are going.
They're like the sunglasses in that movie They Live. You put them on, and then you can see all the characters.
That's fight scene in the history of movies.
Small World is down.
Okay, so
I guess
now that Mansion's back up, Small World Holiday is down as it converts back to its original attraction. Sorry, I'm trying to get the information on this thing.
It's a Small World non-holiday edition.
So there's a renovation that started today on the Magic Key Terrace at DCA.
Okay.
It's expected to be completed in late spring, and it looks Nice. Let me see if I can actually show this concept art. Actually, no. I'm going to tease. We've got Parks Talk Live coming up in just 3.5 hours right on this same channel. We'll have all that information, including that beautiful concept art at that time. So make sure you come back for it. Take that. It won't help. But. So now we're heading down to Toontown. Mickey's Toontown. You ever spend any time in the Magic Key Terrace, Mike?
I've been there a couple times. Yeah. It's a little disappointing to hear that it's basically going to be in the same spot that it already is.
Mike, bringing us down.
Sorry. I was just thinking, like, I don't know where I was thinking it would go, but
maybe that's what this big building in front of us was for.
No, yeah, well, I know what that's going to do.
Did I miss Agrabah? No, it was there. We did see Agrabah. Prince Ali.
Oh, I had a question about that. What? Because that ride obviously predates Aladdin, but what was in the Cave of Wonders prior to the addition of the lamp? Was that just a blank wall?
Is that behind the water? That's not behind the water. I don't remember what was
Probably.
There. That person thinks it's probably just a blank wall.
Okay.
Are you here by yourself today, Mike?
I am, yes.
Okay.
And then when they've added the other stuff over the years, like the Frozen, Arendelle, and what else would have been? Pretty much every big.
Yeah, it's a pretty regularly updated attraction.
But are they taking stuff out, or are they just like filling in empty space?
No, they're definitely taking stuff out a lot. Yeah,
okay.
And in the past 20 years they've done it, people have complained like crazy.
Got it. That sounds familiar.
Sultan's Palace from Aladdin replaced Toad Hall, but then they brought Toad Hall back.
Oh.
The tunnel, I think, was the diamond mine from Seven Dwarfs.
Okay.
Wow, look at this. Since I checked in on this last time, they've built like the framework of the marquee of what will be the El Capitan Theater.
This is going to be Mickey's Runaway Railway, and it is taking shape. That's so exciting.
That looks neat.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Sorry, Minnie.
Compare it to the concept art over here. So here's what it will look like. And there's what it looks like so far.
It's happening. It's happening. I think that's my son's favorite ride at Disney right now, period.
Yeah?
Which I don't understand. But. Hi, Tink. This is Doobie. I'll tell Rebecca. She's actually on her way to Florida right now, in the air as we speak.
I got to come back and take a picture of that later because I think that will get some likes.
That is worthy of a tweet. That is worthy of an article.
Cool.
Earn that Celestino money.
Where to next?
Well, we're over an hour now, so let's see. Let's walk over to just explore the rest of Toontown, and we can end it in Toontown today.
Okay, and then I'll just swing right back and get those.
Did you see the Finding Nemo sub-lagoon at all today, Mike?
I have not walked past there yet. Should we go that way? Or let's just do like a quick lap here. We'll go over to the lagoon and end it over there.
Yeah, good idea. Don't spoil it, Tony.
Say
Stay tuned, everyone. We're going to the lagoon.
Oh, well, here's one stop right here.
Have they finally turned it into a skating rink?
What's going to be a skating rink? The submarine lagoon?
Yeah, that's always been the rumor. Wintertime.
There's Minnie.
An Atlantis-themed skating rink.
Are you one of those Atlantis files?
You couldn't guess?
Oh, we have a great question as you check out Mickey Mouse. Hi, Mick. Mickey's my spirit animal is visiting for the expo and will be in Disneyland September 5th through 8th. Which park should I visit first? If you have never been to either of the parks, Mickey's my spirit animal.
You gotta start at the original.
Most definitely. Start at the original, do it right. Enter that gate. Walk through the tunnel, stand in Town Square right where Walt Disney's hologram delivered that speech. Stroll down Main Street, visit the original Adventureland, Frontierland, Tomorrowland, all the originals. Do it
Galaxy's
right.
Edge.
Not original.
You can see where Lady's heels sank into the cement in Galaxy's
Yes.
Edge on Batu.
Make sure you ride the train. You got to ride the train. That's a must do. Walt Disney would not forgive you if you don't. There's some classic Fantasyland dark rides, Peter Pan, Mr. Toad. Those are both originals, even though they've been revamped. But those are opening day attractions. Do as many opening day attractions as you can.
So I know that there are some people, I have overheard at least a few people who thought that the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction was based on the Johnny Depp films. Do you think we'll ever get to the point where someone thinks that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was around first and inspired the Star Wars movies?
No.
No. Okay.
There's only one thing from the movie that's blatantly obvious in Galaxy's Edge.
Fair enough.
Like, at least in the first Pirates movie, there's enough, like, little subtle tribute to the attraction that it could be easily conceived that it's carried over.
But what is cool is there will be plenty of people, they may know about Star Wars, but they have been to Galaxy's Edge, and then they finally see a Star Wars movie and go, that's the Millennium Falcon that I saw at Galaxy's Edge. And that's really cool. That's cool. I like that.
Hey, it's Mary Poppins. And what's Dick Van Dyke's character?
Bert.
Bert, that's right.
It's so crazy to think of so much that happened on the area where you are now. This terraced seating, the lighting, those giant boxes behind you, all created for a parade that lasted a few months.
Why didn't it last longer?
Remember the internet thing we were talking about earlier? I mean, it was not a great parade, but I think and I don't know what kind of technical issues they may have had that kept it from running longer, but the audience reaction never had a chance. Oof. The music was incredible.
That's a good poll question. What was the downfall of light magic?
And I'm sure Jim Hill's probably written a whole article about it that might get some insight. It was not a cheap production. People can complain about it, but one thing they can't say is Disney cheaped out on it. It was not a cheap production. Well, apparently,
I blame the heavy use of Irish step dancing.
That was the Pearly Band. Thank you, Mickey D.
All right, we're approaching the submarine lagoon over here in Tomorrowland.
Can you tell that's a big wall?
Yeah, it's a big construction wall around it right now.
Is that what you wanted us to see, Tony?
Did you want to point out these semi-permanent light fixtures, which is very odd to me?
Oh, hi, Angelo. Thanks for joining us from Boise, Idaho, former cast member.
No, I was just greedy and wanted to see the status of it.
Oh.
Because it was supposed to open by the end of the year last year.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
Can you stop here for a moment and let's just be quiet?
Yeah, let me pull over so I'm not in people's way.
I'd love to hear the Matterhorn. Thank you.
Nothing. What's the Matterhorn with you? Sorry.
Yep. Well, since we're here, we might as well check out Tomorrowland.
Okay.
Yeah, Gio says he liked the step dancing mix with the M-set music. I concur.
I mean, it's still technically the winter, right? Until March 21st.
Yes, technically. Do you think they might be doing the skating rink?
Mhm.
That's funny. Is our resident animation historian a fan of this attraction?
I'm sorry, which attraction?
Nemo.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know I'm in the minority on that one. I love the Finding Nemo subs.
I'm okay with it. My wife really hates it, so we never do it.
Does she hate it in particular, or just the whole idea of going in a submarine?
She finds it very claustrophobic.
Yeah. Angela says he heard they're doing a lot of painting. So, you've been on the monorail. Can you actually see into the lagoon without water from up there, Mike?
Yeah, I tweeted some pics back in the day the monorail reopened.
Cool. That is
down
cool.
into the empty lagoon.
You can see all 20,000 leagues that it goes down. Cool. Let's see, can we see Space Mountain and maybe Space Mountain and the restaurant over there? Walk out by Star Tours and end it over by the hub. Can you handle that?
I can handle it. Star Wars Launch Bay has yet to reopen since the pandemic began.
Which is interesting.
It still says coming back to this galaxy soon. They have used that building for a couple things like merchandise on the, what was that event? The Christmas party, I think.
Like Max says, he can't wait to go to Autopia again. Not sarcasm. It should be. Brian would like us to ride It's a Small World. We cannot. It is down for refurbishment right now.
Space Mountain has a 60-minute wait, 1 hour.
Wow. How about let me shrunk the audience.
What's the art on the Captain EO marquee area?
It's just like an abstract piece with a lot of circles and squares.
Okay.
We'll take a closer look over here.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Get the sun out of the way. There we go.
I saw that big red and white one from afar, and I thought it might have been something-ish. Big Hero 6. But
Okay. Nope.
Is the restaurant still called Red Rocket's Pizza Port?
No, it is Alien Pizza Planet permanently.
I'm so old.
I still call it Pizza Port. Don't feel bad, Doobie.
Thank you. I still call it Mission to Mars.
Well, in that case, I still call it the original alien encounter that was never built.
Technically. I cannot resist going to see an X-Wing.
Yeah.
See, that's some of the Star Wars knowledge you're going to have exhibited on Friday, Mike.
Is that an X of yours, Mike?
Boba Fett merch.
You would look good in that right there, Mike.
I have it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do.
You look good. Is People Mover running today?
No, it's been down for a couple decades.
My, how time flies. If you're interested in the window dedication, more information on that. Laughing Places just published our article.
Okay.
That's why Mike is here today. Dave Smith window dedication. Go check that out.
I was gonna write that article when I got home, but I guess I don't have to.
I'm not sure what got published, but something got published.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, there are 3 Star Wars attractions, rides now in the parks. Can you rank them?
Well, I mean, Rise of the Resistance is an easy number 1. Oh boy. Current Star Tours. I'm assuming not classic Star Tours.
All 4.
Okay, classic Star Tours is number 2. I guess current Star Tours and then Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon is not good.
I feel bad saying that since they obviously put a lot of work into it.
Angelo says the Dave Smith window is so cool. I feel like we should show that again. So here's what the window looks like on Main Street above the Fortuosity shop. Check that out your next time at the parks and check out all the windows on Main Street.
Should we end on the Dave Smith again?
That's actually a good idea.
Okay. Well, there's Sleeping Beauty Castle. And then we'll go down through the past partner statue over here.
Max says he'll take Falcon based on the queue experience.
Sure.
Star Tours has an underrated queue, Mac. You're wrong. I would rank it Rise, current Star Tours, original Star Tours, and Falcon.
I don't think I've been on Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run since the park reopened.
My wife loves it. She loves it way more than Rise. So to each his own.
Sure.
Underrated doesn't necessarily mean good. Fair enough, Mac. In that case, Tony's underrated.
I just feel like when they announced that ride, Smuggler's Run, the big selling point was you're going to pilot the Millennium Falcon, which fine, you kind of do. But in my head, you're steering it more than like slightly to the left and right and slightly up and down, you know?
Yeah. You just want a whole virtual world where you can just take the Falcon wherever you want?
Kind of, yeah.
I believe in the Star Wars films they called that knowing some maneuvers.
That was the big disappointment to me, that it was like on rails, basically. But I guess I can't think of a better way to do it. So
I was trying to avoid this conversation, but the biggest disappointment for me is that you don't have different missions.
Yeah, that too.
When you design it like a video game, you'd think there'd at least be a couple different options.
I had assumed that would be the case until the day I went on it. So, yeah, that was a bummer also.
Angela mentions the photo supply being replaced. I forgot that. What did they replace it with?
Oh, yeah, we haven't done a live stream from there. That's the...
I don't think we have.
I'm turning around now.
Okay.
You're delaying the end of the stream.
A former PhotoPass cast member, so near and dear. Brian, yes, Carsland is most definitely open. Whoops.
So this is now the Plaza Point holiday shop with a extra P and an E.
So this is open all year round now for your Christmas shopping, kind of like It's a Wonderful Shop at Hollywood Studios, which has yet to reopen.
Let's take a look inside, shall we?
What? Does it smell like Christmas, like the Christmas shop at Disney Springs?
I already smell like cinnamon. Cinnamon. Hello.
Oh, those are cool.
What these?
These are great. They make me happy.
Okay.
I'm a little creeped out, but happy.
Oh, there's some Lunar New Year stuff in here too.
Maybe we finally found the festival cuisine.
So yeah, there is a lot of Christmas, mostly Christmas, and then part of the wall is Lunar New Year. I really like all these little knickknacks.
When you guys go on MFSR, do you get to pilot it? What is MFSR?
The Millennium Falcon.
Oh, I'm such an idiot. Yes.
Yeah. At least it wasn't a heading on a document.
You do get to pilot it to a certain extent. Brian thinks it looks like those dolls escaped It's a Small World.
Get the idea?
Yeah, this is a shop.
It is a shop.
I mean,
The
it makes
other,
more,
yeah, go ahead.
it makes more sense than a photo supply shop these days. There's no such thing as photo supplies.
Right.
Unless it's just battery chargers.
Memory cards and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
The other disappointment is that if you don't play along on the Millennium Falcon, if Hondo tells you to go in a hyperdrive or whatever, and you don't pull the lever, it still does it. Like it's just like I don't know. You don't really have too much of an effect. It's kind of like fake interactive to me.
Mike wants to be counted. I'm sorry, Angelo. I know you're a PhotoPass cast member. People loved getting their photos, but all good things must come to an end.
Speaking of coming to an end, I just got the battery warning on my phone, so we're gonna wrap it up here on the Dave Smith window, which is right above the.
That might be the best segue of 2022 so far.
All right, so there's the clock on Main Street that does work.
Yes. You want to put up the close-up?
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that and finish the stream that way.
There we go.
Mike, I'm going to let you take us out.
My name is Mike Celestino. We got a whole bunch more stuff happening all the time here on the Happiest Place YouTube channel, including Disney Parks Talk Live today at 4 o'clock p.m. Hi and bye from Disneyland. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Oops, I said I would let you finish, and then I just had to say something.
Got to get that final word in.
I know.